So you've just received your Tensegrity kit. Maybe you've got it for yourself, maybe you got it as a gift, maybe it's your birthday. If it is, happy birthday. As my present to you, let me show you how to build your first Tensegrity. Take all the parts out and find the middle length. This would be the 150 millimeter cords. Let's work with those. We'll put the others to the side. And then pull out 3 tubes. Not 4. Pull out 3 tubes, and you can put the others to the side. So dump these out and put those there. We'll use a few of these. Let's build a really simple Tensegrity. We'll use 3 tubes and we'll put them together in a tripod sort of shape. So hold them in your hand like this. Just put one like this, one kind of like this, and the other, I got confused, kind of like this. So these 3 are sitting on the table, but you can hold them in one hand. The exact grip you use isn't too important. Just hold them in this kind of configuration. The thing we're going to do is we're going to link these 3 together and form kind of a top plane. That'll be over here, plane right there. And then we're going to link these 3 together and form a bottom plane. And then we're going to link the top of one tube to the bottom of the next tube, and the top of this one to the bottom of the next one, and so on, all the way around. So we'll make 9 connections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. So grab 3 of these. The way you put a cord into one of these tubes is you take the end and you push it in, like so, and then pull it back a little bit, and it'll just stay there. Let me show you up close. So on the end of this tube, there are 4 holes, like this. It doesn't really matter which one we use. When we put it together, don't worry too much about which hole it goes in. Just put it in any old hole, and then once we get it together, we can come back and change it so they aren't twisted around the ends. So the way you put it in is you take the metal barb and you put it through the hole, and then pull back a little bit. That's it, it'll stay there. As you tension these up and hook it to another tube, it'll stay even more firmly. What's happening is, on the inside, you can see this metal barb here. I'll set this down so you can see it a little more clearly. When it comes through, and you pull it back, the bottom part of that metal barb gets stuck, and it's too big to go out that hole. And even if there's not very much tension on it, it stays there. To get it out, you push a little bit, rotate, pull back. So one more time. To get it in, just push and pull. To get it back out, push, rotate, and pull. Or, if you want to, you can just push it all the way through, like this. And then you'll have to tuck this one inside. But once you do, you can pull it out. So there we go. Let's start making some connections. So the first ones we're going to do, we're going to join these 3 together. So we'll put one in here and one in there. And we'll put one in here, like so, and then we'll put it over here. And again, don't worry too much about which holes you're using. I'm just using neighboring ones because that's easy for me. But use whichever ones, and then in the end we'll move them around and let them run in straight lines. So these will start to pull together, the tubes, and you'll notice that I've relaxed my hand. And so now it's just kind of sitting on the table, and I'm just kind of barely holding it up. And you don't have to do that, but if you try to hold it too firmly, then you'll just be fighting these cords. So let it relax a little bit. So now we'll do the same thing down here. We're going to link these 3 together. If you want to, you can turn this over in your hand. But to keep things simple, let's not worry about it. So again, just use 3 cords and link these together. by putting them in just whatever holes come to hand. So now you have two triangles. You have a triangle here, you have a triangle there. And as before, you can just kind of let it relax a little bit on the table. And you'll notice that you can twist it a little bit. You want to keep it twisted so that the top of this one is nearly over the bottom of the next one. So you can see as we look straight down it, it's almost like we have a single triangle. This chord aligns almost with that one. And that'll be handy for the last step. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 more chords and we're going to run them vertically. So we'll attach here to the top of this one, and then we'll go down to this one. And as we do it, this is going to start to pull, and we'll have to grip a little more tightly in order to keep the whole thing from falling over to this side. If you work kind of quickly, then we'll begin to balance out this tension. So again, put a chord in here, and then run it down to the one below it, there. And finally, over in this corner, let's reach over here, put it in there, and then we bring it down to put in here. So we have 3 verticals. We've just added 1, 2, and 3. And at this point, we can let it go. And it'll stand there on its own. It's your first tensegrity. From a side view, it looks like this. It's got a triangle right here in this plane. On this end, it has another triangle, this plane. And then it has 3 verticals. And they join neighboring tubes. So this tube, its neighbor is that one. That's the next one around the triangle. And you can see this vertical chord joins the one end of this tube to the other end of its neighbor. And if we rotate around again, these join neighboring tubes. This one is joined to its neighbor, top to bottom, and so on. So there's a lot of symmetry to this construction. There you go. It's your first tensegrity. Good work.